Hi guys, I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, say hi on the chat. And I can't wait to see what you are going to be building today. Can't wait, can't wait. Yeah, today, yes, Ogechi. You can see my screen, yeah, you can see. Just a moment, you can see. You're starting right now. No pressure, no pressure. Worry not. Yeah. Hi, Vincent. Nice to see you again, Vincent. Here, nice to see you, Vincent. Nice to see you again, Vincent. Can't wait to see more people join the call. And we are going to vibe code today. So worry not, we are going to vibe code. And today, yeah, we are going to vibe code. Worry not. Hope you can hear me clearly. And thank you everyone who has joined the call. Welcome. Welcome into our day 3 of vibe coding. It's going to be great today. Today we are going to do extra features, what features we need, see what we are going to build extra. And yeah, thank you, Ogechi. So we are going to start. Anyway, how have you been? How many of you have managed to work on the report that we have been doing? How many of you have managed to clone the repo? It's your first time here. Worry not, worry not. If it's your first time here, worry not, worry not. You can actually, if it's your first time here, you can get the repo on the description below. You have a repo on the description below. The repo that you have been working on, feel free to access the repo. And also give the live a like. Give the live a like. So we're going to be vibe coding. Just waiting, loading. We have the repo right there on the chat. You guys, you can access it. If you don't mind, you can access the repo. And actually, it's day 3. Welcome to day 3 of vibe coding. And it's vibe coding with AI. We are not thinking, basically, we are not going to think. We are just going to think about the feature that we are building. Then after the feature that we are building, we are going to build the features. So we are going to show you the progress from where we left. Imagine I've never touched the code from where we left. So we are going to work on that. Thank you guys. Your first time here, Ogechi Obino. I have my warm water here. So yeah, this is warm water to keep us moving, It's day 3 of vibe coding. Thank you everyone who is joining the call. Where are you joining the call from? From Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa? Where are you joining the call from? You can say it on the chat. We're going to start, so immediately start the call and see where we left. Hope you can still clearly hear me. And yeah, this is the system that we built last time. And this is what we are going to be entirely building. Footy from KE. You can just say hi. Everyone can say hi. Whoever has joined the call, you can say hi so that we see you. For those who are new into this series, we have been building this community food bank, basically community food bank. In this community food bank, our goal is to build a project based on SDG. So we are going to build zero hunger and impacting the community. So let's describe this project. Is where if you have surplus food, you can donate the food to someone, then they can actually get the food. And you are just going to donate from the platform, then people are going to pick the foodstuffs. Basically, these are actual foodstuffs. If you want to donate actual foodstuffs, you can donate them right here. How does it work? You just upload. Yes, I have these kilograms of rice, kilograms of maize. Then from these kilograms of maize, I want to donate, let's say 90 kg of rice. Then people can come and book that foodstuff. Then you can direct them the location. You can add the location right here. The location is added here. Then they can come and pick up that particular food. Basically, that's what we are building, and that's the system that we are building. Anyone can access the repo. Just you want the repo that we have been working on, it's right here on the chat. So feel free to access the repo on the chat, you guys. Access the repo on the chat. Access the repo on the chat. Yes, you, Bradley, you just joined. Welcome, Bradley. Welcome. Bradley, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Futi, Ongechi, Vincent, nice to see you. And Okello, how are you doing? Everyone on the call, you can say hi on the chat. Don't feel locked out. So let's see where we left last time. We want to build Jackson. Ooh, Jackson, you're back. Jackson, nice to see you, Jackson. Hi, Jackson. Nice to see you. Okay, let's do this. It's all about vibe coding. So in vibe coding, you don't have to think so much. Hi, Okello. So we don't have to think so much about the system. We just have to think the features that we want to build. Then AI is going to build the app for us. Basically, that's what we want. Think about the features, then AI is going to build the system for us. Futi, you, nice to see you on the day 3. I can see our Futi 360 saying now that you are at day 3, like how far are you? Are you already done with the database? By the way, my name is Lecha. How are you, Lecha? Actually, we created the database, and the database is entirely using Firebase. It's entirely using Firebase. So we just add in Firebase here, and Firebase is going to handle all our database, and also is going to handle authentication. Is also going to handle extra features like storing the food and everything, donating the food. Yeah. So we are done with the database. We are just fixing errors that have been existing in our code. So yeah, let's do this. You can invite your friends. Feel free to invite your friends to join the call. Anyway, finally, remember the system that we were adding some few presentations here. Remember that system that I was showing you and I gave you the repo. Actually, I managed to deploy it, and any one of you can access. You can create your own boards, you can log in, you can sign up, ignore the message, ignore the email that you are going to get after the sign up. From the source, it's just deployment and testing phase. You can take that link, you can click it, you can create your smart boards just like this. You can access this system. And I also provided the repo to you guys. So you can create presentations, this kind of stuff. So let's see where we are at in our system. So let's see where we are at. So let's see where we are at. It's all about vibe coding. It's all about vibe coding, guys, man. Let's do this. So we are creating a food donation. So one can request food stuff, then one can also receive foodstuffs. Okay, so in these foodstuffs, we are making sure that the app is so beautiful as we can. And also, we are adding these kind of features. One can make donation, one can view through Google Maps, and one can submit a donation and save that data on Firebase. Okay, then one can view donated items. One can do the view donations. In the donation page, you have to make sure that everything is accessible. We are listing the number of donations that we have, and also we are adding all the donation details. Anyone can donate right there. And of course, we deployed our system in Firebase. We made sure that our login system was working. We built the application and then we deployed. But we faced some few errors. So let's first see the existing features in our actual system right here. Let's see what features do we have. Definitely we have the home page, which looks ugly. You can't know if this is a button or not. Okay, you can't know if that is a button or not, so that's what we are going to fix today. Then one can view donations right here. One can view donations, and in these donations you can view all the donations. You can see all the donations right here. You can add donations right here, and one can basically let's see this. One can basically apply for a food staff. One can apply for a food staff, and in application, one can apply for the amount, and we set the amount. If we have 90 kilograms of rice, then you can apply only to 30% of that. So 30% of the 90. So you can just apply to a certain percentage so that other people also have the chance to get some foodstuffs. And one can submit the applications. But if you can submit applications, that data should be saved on Firebase, should be saved in Firebase. And as you can see, in our Firebase, in a list of applications here, you can see no successful application. So this is a feature that we are going to fix. So all today it's all about bug fixing. We are going to make sure that we fix these few bugs, very few bugs, and then we do the deployment again. Then we see if we can make admin page. Okay, so that's how you do it. Let's see if one can donate something. Okay, one can also request, in case you find that the food donation in there, you don't have any that kind of food stuff, you can basically request for a food stuff. In requesting for a food stuff, you can add the food stuff here. You can add the amount that you want. Is it urgent or is it just normal? In case someone has it, then you can get it. If it is urgent, you can see it's urgent. Okay, you can also add the location where you are at so that anyone who is donating, they know where best to donate. You can add additional details why you need this, blah, blah, blah. You can add your details so that if anyone has that kind of donation, they can reach out to you in case they want to reach out to you eventually. Yeah, so that's the feature for the requests. The other feature is donate food stuff. In donating food stuff, you can add the type of donation, the amount that you want to donate, the best before, available until, let's say this one is available until 2nd next month, because from 2nd you won't be available, it will be returned or it will be expired. And you can add the schedule, and then you can add other details to donate the food stuff. So what tools are we using? We are using Cloud. We are using Casa AI. Basically, we are using Casa. Then also we are using Cloud Code. Cloud Code. So in case you don't have Cloud Code, you can utilize the Casa, the free Casa. You can utilize the free Casa. So how can you utilize the free Casa? You just download the Casa. Then you can open the chat and then you can request. You can just edit your code through here, just like Copilot. You just create a page that does this and this. Then it will create and then it will automatically update here in your code. It will automatically update here in your code. So basically, that's how this works. But because I have Cloud Code, it's a terminal from Cloud. So I'm going to do Cloud so that I initialize my terminal. So what I'm going to do basically here, I'm going to ask it here on the chat. Then from asking it on the chat, of course, I'm going to submit that request. Then it's going to update my code where it needs to update. Then after updating, it's going to do what? It's going to fix all those issues. But as well, you can decide to use Copilot. You can use this Casa, here the agents and the rest. And also you can download this editor is called WinServe. Let's see, WinServe. In case you don't have Casa, you can install WinServe. It's called WinServe. It's just similar to Casa. Okay, in Cloud AI Teams can accommodate how many emails? I've never tried Teams, that is Cloud Teams, so I'm not aware how many emails it can accommodate. I'm not aware, so yeah. Okay, everyone who has joined the call, you can say hi. Feel free to say hi on the chat. Feel free to say hi. I'll shout out you out, and then yeah. So let's fix this. Let's fix those few bugs and see other features. So okay, you can see this page is really ugly. So this is the first page that we need. So let's fix this page. So I told you when you are using AI, specifically if you are using this prompt in AIs, the best thing to do is to know how many features you are working on so that you submit multiple features or multiple requests at a go. So I can decide to tell it, fix this home page, blah, 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 then make it like this and add additional features, in which these features I'm also going to outline. I'm also going to outline the features. I'm also going to outline those particular features. So let's see this. Let's go. Let's do this. Where is it? So let's go to our Cloud Code and first of all fix the home page. Fix the home page. So if you are using Cloud Code, I said you can use any other editor, Copilot, any other AI agent like Copilot, WinServe, that is an AI editor, just like Casa, and so on. So let's do this. So let me tag this file. I want, it's all about vibe coding. So we are not going to write any code technically. It's all about vibe coding. Just using AI to entirely build a platform. The things that you're going to do, very minimal, very minimal. So let's do this. So I want to make the home page. So instead of the home page, I can tag the home page. Let's see if I can get the home page. Yes. So I want to make the home page more presentable. So I want to add a background color that can be gradient color or image. Okay, we want to add the background image. Also, I want to style all the buttons. I want to style all the buttons and make them more appealing. More, let's say more. I just want to make the buttons more visible. Actually, they are not visible. Make the buttons more visible. So after making the buttons more visible, let's see another feature. Just like this, I want to do what? Add a footer in the home page. So also I want to add a footer. Also want to add a footer. I also want to add a footer in that case. Let's see another feature that we can add in the home page. Let's see. And also, yeah, make the navigation bar. The navigation bar more. Make the navigation bar to look better and presentable as well. So I want to make the navigation bar as well more presentable. So yes, yes. Hi Sally, how are you doing? I can see you on the chat here. We want to make the nav bar more appealing as well. What other feature? I guess the nav bar should be more appealing if when I scroll, it sticks on the top. Okay, so I can add that feature, presentable and sticky on top. That should be on scroll. So that one, no, we don't need to do add on scroll. That one should be fixed on top. Okay, let's see another feature that we can add in the home page. Let's see, what other feature do we have? Can add food. I think we can add those features for now in the home page. So I'm going to submit that request and wait for Cloud Code to fix my code and for Cloud Code to build my code. So let's wait and see. How it's going to do. Actually now, it's tagging all these pages, okay? Then it's trying to be as creative as possible. Then it's going to update the code. Then, of course, it's going to fix the new changes in the system. Yeah, it's going to do that. In case you want to get the recent projects, project, not really project, but whatever we had done recently, in day 2, you can see the code. You can see the code is on the description. Just click the description of the video, then you're going to get the repo. You can clone that repo, you can fork that repo, you can do whatever you want with that repo. You can make it yours. Yeah. And actually, the README actually describes, the README itself describes how you are going to access the project. It states how you are going to access the project. It's a well-detailed README file. You can access that README. Comfortably. Okay, let me as it builds. Let me see if we have any questions on the chat. From Stephen. Stephen Omwamba. How are you doing, Stephen? Okay, happy to connect once more. Great learning experience. Yeah. So, in coding, what you need to know is just to know how these things work. How can you be as more creative as possible in the age of AI? Just make sure that you are as creative as possible. So, with AI, with these vibe coding tools, you can build as many tools or as many features as you can, because these everything mostly has been provided for you. Everything has been provided for you. It's up to you now to build. Now, as you can see, it's done. It's done with everything. Let's see what it has done. So you can read the descriptions if you want. It enhanced the background, improved the button styling. That is feature 2. Okay, it added a sticky navigation. Then we added a footer. Yeah. So in the homepage, we expect to see those new features that have been added. Now, so once I add here, then it will automatically update my code. So everything will automatically update. So it will automatically update my code. Yes, Jackson. Jackson, you are asking, is the Cloud AI you are using an extension or CLI? It's CLI. CLI, command line interface. It's CLI. CLI, I said you have so many options. You can go with Copilot in case you want. You can go with Copilot. You can also go with other tools like in Casa. You have this editor. Here you can ask chat here, and then it will just do exactly almost the same thing with this. It will create the code, then update your code automatically. And also, apart from that, you can use another tool that is called Windsurf. Windsurf, just like Casa. Windsurf. It's just this AI editor. It just looks like VS Code, Casa. Yeah, the same tool. So we have so many tools that you can use, guys. So many tools. So it's up to you to know which tool fits you and which tool you can use for your benefit. For your benefit. So let's see in the homepage. Ooh, now see. This is the homepage. This is the homepage. But we have some few problems. We are going to look into them. So in this beautiful homepage, we have styled it, and now it looks more appealing. The buttons look more appealing. We have a very nice theme here. So how it works, it has added all this. Then unfortunately, AI has added here. You can't see it, but when I highlight, this is some text here. But it's clear, it's white. So we need to tell AI in the next prompt to fix that. We need to tell it to fix this. So as you can see, you can see it. It's white, it's plain white. Then we need to tell it to fix that. Ooh, you can see very nice footer right here. Very nice footer here that it has added. See, very nice footer with just one command. And you can see it building very well. But I don't know why, as you can see, AI is not that has not yet catched up with the date. You can see it's saying that this is 2024, in which we are not in 2024, in 2025. So it should update this policy. Now you can see, very beautiful looking website. So let's confirm if these buttons are working. Let's confirm if these buttons are working. Let's see. Donation food. Donation food. Donation food. Yeah, they are working, as you can see. Still redirecting us to that page. The header here is sticky. That is the navigation, sticky. Let's see on requesting the food. Okay, you can see in receiving the food, we have an error. Receiving a food, we have an error. So we should remove this button. This button is unnecessary. This button clearly is unnecessary because when we click view donations, you can just click this button here. You can just click this button here. Then you can request for a donation. Okay, you can request for a donation. So this button is not useful. So we need to do away with it. Saliwad. How can you get the first class? The first class are right here. It's just a series. Just go to in the same YouTube, you can click my profile. Then you can get the previous sessions. You can get the previous sessions from start. From start. Anyway, Tilawat, where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? You can get the other lessons right here. They are right here. It's just 3. Then where are you watching from, Tilawat? Where are you watching from? I'd like to know where you are watching from. Anyway, guys, you can tell me where you are watching from. Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, where are you watching the live from? So we need to remove that button. And yes, so our first fix is done. So we have done our first fix. Let's do the rest of the fix. So let's fix. What feature are we going to fix right here? Let's see. View donations. It's working. So you can view donations. Okay. So we are going to fix the apply for food stuff. Apply for this food stuff. Let's say we have maize, we have available 20 bags or 20 kgs available, right? Then we want to apply from this amount. From this amount, you want to apply, let's say 10, 5, something like that. And you can see it was posted 4 days ago, and which the timestamp is correct. Okay, which the timestamp is correct. We can't see the amount of applicants here because none has applied for this food stuff. Let's apply for this. So remember, we had an error here in the application process for this food stuff. Okay, so what is the error? Let's see the error here. Let's see the error here in my console here. Let's apply for this. So I want to apply for this, and I want to apply for amount. The amount that I want to apply, we have 20 in the store. Ooh, Ogechi from Nigeria. I see. So you want to apply for this food stuff, but we can apply a certain amount. Okay. So let's see how much can I apply out of 20. Out of 20, I can apply for 20, right? I can apply for 20. So means I can apply for everything. So that's a bug. You want for each foodstuff, one can apply for only 30, 20%, depending on the percentage that you are going to choose. So we want to make sure one can't exceed certain amount of application for the available amount. Okay. So that is feature number 1. So let's outline those features. The next feature is if I submit application, as you can see, we have tons of errors right here. See these errors? We have tons of errors right here, in which we need to fix these errors so that one can successfully apply for this food stuff. Okay, so those are the two features that we are going to do in the next prompt. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Go to cloud. Then start tagging it. Let me expand this. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do this. Yeah. So here we want to, I want you to fix. I want to, no, not to fix. First, let's not fix the problem. Let's create some limitations. Let's create some limitations in this. So the first thing that I want to do, the first limitation that I want to do is I want you to create a maximum amount of food, amount of food one can apply for a provided food stuff. So I'm going to pass example, e.g. if we have 80, for example, 80 kg, one can only 80 kg of, if we have 80 kg of maize, let's say maize, one can only apply for 30% of that amount, okay? 30% of that particular amount. So we have set our first condition. That is, we can set amount of quantity that one can apply. Now, after adding that amount, so we are going to limit that. Then also fix the error provided in one applying the food stuff. So this is the error. I'm going to do as much as I can here. So this is the error. So what is the error? I'm going to copy this error right here. Let's see. Let's see the error. The error is here. The error is this one here. So I'm going to copy that error. Then I'm going to limit that food stuff. This is the error. And let me just put it in quotes so that it understands the error. Then after application. So after application. So when I apply, what am I going to do here? I'm going, after a successful application, after a successful application, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to store my recent applications, the amount of foodstuffs that I have applied. I'm going to store that information in my database. So after a successful application, store the applicants details on the database. Okay, I'm going to store those details on the database. But we have one problem. I'm applying for this foodstuff. Who am I submitting this application to? So that out of 80 kg, they can give me 30%. I can only collect 30%. Okay? I can only collect 30%. How am I going to determine if that person is going to collect 30%? We have several ways in which I'm just thinking as we go on. So maybe you can suggest, how can one know that they have applied for 30%? Who am I going to submit the application to? I can submit the application to the person who is donating that food stuff. Then they can know 80% or 50% has been collected. So, but before that, we know who we are going to submit the applications to. So we are going to say this. Also, save and update the remaining amount of foodstuff after one has applied. So if one has applied, so we are going to deduct from the 80 kg, deduct from 30%. So the system will still count. Initial donation was 80, but 30% has been collected. Now we have, let's say, 50 kgs remaining. In 50 kgs, one can come apply for 30% until that foodstuff has been fully used. But as we are talking of that, I'm thinking another problem. Let's say we have 3 kgs remaining. The system, remember, it's calculating 30%. Does it mean it will give you 30% of the kgs? Okay? Does it mean it's going to give the last applicant 30% of that kg? So you see, we have a problem right there. So we need to define that problem as well. The problem will be, and if we have, let's say, 3 kgs remaining, so we have to set the amount that doesn't apply the 30% rule. So we have to define that, the amount that doesn't apply the 30% rule. Okay? So, and if we have 3 kg remaining, don't apply the 30% rule when one is applying for the food stuff. So we have that condition. I'm just using 3 kg as an example. So now you can determine, otherwise you can determine the amount that one doesn't need to apply for the 3 kg. You can set it 5 kg, 10 kg, 3 kg, 1 kg, any amount of your choice. So you can set any amount of your choice. Okay. Before we submit it, let's see if we have any question that might touch on this prompt before we submit it. So we have questions from Tilawat, but some of the AI give limited requests. So which do you recommend that is best for use? So we have something that is called context window here. So in this context, some AI, for example, you can see we are doing some heavy task that is specifically coding, and this is a heavy task for AI. So it needs to think, it needs to create the code, it needs to test. So you don't have to give that complicated and that long prompt. You can give it bits to few bits. Don't give it that big prompt. Just give it as you know what, as long as you know what you are doing, give it some few steps, some few bits. Do this, then after this, then it's going to open the next context so that you build the system slowly, slowly, so that it doesn't have so much time, or it doesn't have to waste a lot of time thinking, then it gets it wrong. So you need just to give it some few prompts, some light tasks as we progress, Okay, how do we differ forced donation exhibitions and vetting for needy applications or applicants? Nice question. Nice question. These are the questions that we should be thinking. Also, in this prompt, okay, we thought we had exhausted all the features that we need, but we have a problem from Jackson. How do we determine forced donations exhibitions? Forced donation, do you mean, let's say I've donated something and I've actually not donated? That's one. And how do we vet if someone is needy? Nice one, nice one, nice one. How do we determine? So let's think how we can determine. But before you go to that, you're going to submit this first. Then you're going to now keep on thinking, how do we vet this? So let me see another question before you submit. What if there is an urgency with expiration? Will the donor exhibition terminate automatically? Okay. Okay, so Jackson, if this food stuff is going to expire, remember we had added a condition here before we submit that prompt. We had added a condition where you are going to add the expiry date of that food stuff. Why is this not working? Okay. So let's donate some food stuff. Remember here, this section here, we are going to say best before when. So you're going to add this food stuff is best before particular date. So that we have already determined. And another thing that we have already determined, let's say this food is done, things like this. And let's say this food, I want people to pick it at this certain date, because the place that we are going to collect the food stuff, maybe they are not available. It's on Christmas, it's on an holiday, no one is available to give you the donation, the actual food stuff. So you can do this. You can add dates. This food is available until when. Otherwise, if it has not been collected, it's going to be returned. Okay, it's going to be returned. Why? Because it doesn't need to expire. So that we have already determined. So when food is about to go bad, is there to be exceptions and percentile distribution? Okay. Another problem is this one here. Not problem, but another feature. If food is about to expire, let's say you have given, let's say, 1,000 kilograms of something, and the amount of people who are picking, it's not that big. The number is not that big, and you know the percentage, of course. Then this food stuff is about to expire. Is there a way the system can automatically increase the percentage in which people are going to collect? Nice one, nice one. So let's submit that. Then we are going to build those features. That's why we have vibe coding, man. That's why we are doing it live for those suggestions. Let's see. Let's submit this. Then we are going to come back to there. So I'm going to submit this. Let's submit this and wait for it to build these features. Jackson, I can see you are really thinking into this project. For those who have just joined, you can give me a like. Just give me a like for everyone who has joined. Give me a like. Give the watch a like. And actually, you can say hi on the chat. You can just say hi on the chat. You can say hi on the chat. So this one is building. So let's see what Steve is saying here. Let's see what Steve is saying. So, Steven, you're saying on the recipient of the food, how do you ensure that is a single person from one household? Because one food. Okay, I get you. So, how are we going to ensure that is one household that is picking this food stuff? Why are you asking these questions? Because let's say we have a household with 5 people. These 5 people each is going to apply for the food stuff. So let's say everyone gets 30%, 30%, 30%. Okay. So that means there is high chances of one household picking the entire item because the same people have applied because from the same household. I get you. I get you. So what do you suggest? What can we do? Let's think. Okay. Let's think. We have vibe coding. We need to think, how can we ask AI? Let's think and then we ask AI for extra suggestions. So how can you determine this? The moment of application when you're applying for a food staff, you can add the number of people in that household. Okay, the number of people in that household. You can add that, and actually, you can add their details. So that if anyone with that particular email or details, they try to apply for that food stuff, then the system does not allow them to add that food stuff. That's one. The other one is now we have someone who is fully managing the system. Okay? Then they are going to register all these needy, all these people who need this food stuff. So you come to the system, register your entire household. That means we need to go an extra mile and add KYC, that is collecting extra details like your ID, your spouse details, all those kind of details, and register that household in the system so that they can comfortably apply for that food stuff. So that's another way. Either register and household, or whenever you're collecting that food stuff, you add the other members of that family, you add those details. Okay, that's another approach. So we are going to ask AI, but as we wait, let's see what Anissa. Okay, it's a master like you have it. Our own DS Daddy. Thank you, Anissa. Anissa, how are you doing? Hi, Anissa. Nice to see you here. Yeah, may God reward you. Thank you, Anissa. Thank you, Anissa. Everyone on the chat, on the call, you can say hi. Feel free to say hi. Just say hi to me. Actually, saying hi, means a lot to me. Just saying hi, liking, subscribing means a lot to me. Really means a lot. Means a lot. Okay, we are doing this for free. All I need is your thumbs up, your like, or your comment, so that we push this to more people. So let's see if our AI is done. Yeah, AI is done here, so that we add the other logics. Let's see what we have built. Feature number 1, application detail storage. Yeah, that one has been fixed. So we are going to update the remaining amount that has been fixed. Multiple logic. Okay. It added the multiple logic, that's the 30% rule. If we have a small amount, don't apply the 30% rule. It fixed the timestamp, the error that we had. Enhanced application, storage, automatically remaining amount updates. So those are the features 6. And also the user interface as well. This is nice. I can't wait to see. Hilary Wafula, how are you? Dipokot, you can't wait to be an expert. Actually, you're seeing that we are thinking all together. Hi Wafula. Hi Dipokot. How are you doing, man? Okay. So we are thinking as we go on, as we build this. It's about vibe coding. We don't have to worry about the feature. So we think as we go and then we prompt AI to build this. Okay, let's now apply for food stuff and see. Donations, view donations. How many donations do we have? As you can see, this one is saying 100%. This one is maize, 30%, 100. So I want to apply the 20. It's one is the easiest one to deduct. So let's apply for this. Oops. Now you can see we have maize. We have maximum per donation. You can only get 6. You can only apply for 6. Okay. You can only apply for 6. So I'm going to apply. You see, I'm clicking this button. So if I click all the way to 6, I can't click further. I can't add more items here. I can't add more kilograms. I can only pick 6. So that 6, it's 20. It's 30% of 20. It's 30% of 20. So let's submit this and see in our database if we have any applications. Let's see. So this is the mains. So the mains. So it should be updated here. So let's apply now. Let's successfully apply. So I'm going to submit my application. Oops, success. You can see here, though it's not that clear, it was submitted successfully. So let's see. Ooh, there you go. It has automatically updated this. Means 70% left. Okay, 70% left. Available 14 out of 20 because 6 have already been applied. Success. You can celebrate. And you can see I can't apply again. But we are going to test this. It also updated here, limited stock. That's really nice. So let's see in our database if we have a list of applications. So applications here, applicants, we have applicant's ID, applicant's name, in that we added the email. This is an email for the applicant. They applied for 6, and because we add food stuff, it was approved. You see, it was successfully approved. Now let's see if we can add extra feature. So that is successful. Let's test this. So I refresh and see if I can apply again. Refresh. Ooh, that's nice. So if I've already applied for this, I can't apply again. Nice. That's cool. So now we need to do what? to determine households, people in that particular household. Okay? So we need to determine that. Let's determine that. Let's see how we can determine that. Okay, before we go that, Ilali Wafura, hi Dev, Evans, I'm really enjoying the session. I'm enjoying it. It's your first time? First time, okay. Jackson Mutiso, does Firebase database automatically adapt? Yeah, it does. Because remember here, whenever we are updating anything here, the code we are also is going to update the structure of the database. It's going to also update that. It's also going to basically update that. Okay. Let's see if we have another feature that we can add. Now let's think. Sorry, let's ask AI now. Let's ask AI. Now let's ask AI. Let me ask AI the best way we can determine the number of people who can apply for this food stuff. Okay. I have okay, Jackson, thank you. Going to do that. So I have a community. I have a community food bank. So in this community food bank, one can apply for a food stuff. Okay, food stuff. One can basically apply for a food stuff. So in this application for this food stuff, I want to determine. I want to determine what the best way to avoid someone from the same household applying for the same food stuff. Okay, so that is the feature that I want. I want to determine the best way to avoid someone from the same household applying for the same food stuff. Okay, so that is the feature that I want. So how can I make this effective? Okay, give me ideas basically. Give me ideas on how to do this. Okay, let's see. As we wait, let's see what Jackson has to say. Jackson, you are saying, I hope that with the donation posting, the UI displays the food with the most urgency. That is expiration. I see you. I see what you mean there. So we are going to update that. The food with the most urgency. So we are going to add that. So let's see the ideas that we have from AI. AI saying, identify verification methods. or create a verifications method, household registration system, where and household they can register to the system. So we create a comprehensive household database with primary application information. So we are going to require one designed household representative, to apply for all family members. Then collect household composition details. So yeah, you're going to collect household details. You're going to collect household details. That is idea number one. Idea number two is government ID cross-referencing. So how does this work? This one is very simple. Requires a valid government ID issued for the applications. Then it uses address verification until bills or lease agreement for official mail. So basically, in Africa, this mostly doesn't work. Why? So if someone asks you your home address, you can't give your home address because we don't have home addresses mostly, like the US, the UK, and the rest. So let's build a solution for us. So this one might not work for our system. So that one is out. Idea number three, technology solution, like digital application system. So implement an online portal. Of course, we are doing that. Use email verification to prevent multiple accounts from same household. So basically, this routes us to registering an household with all family details. So of course, we are going to add that into the database, then require official documentation listing households. So the system, we don't need volunteers to determine duplicate applications because the system is going to handle that automatically. Community partnership, coordinate with other local food banks. Okay, because we don't have food banks, local food banks. This one is our own. Fair and supportive approach. Okay, you already have solution here. You already have our solution, so the rest are added. Here is household registration system. So this is what I'm thinking before we prompt the AI. Okay, so whenever one is applying for this food stuff, you remember that they already signed up. They already have a profile. Oops, profile is not working. Fine, going to fix that. So remember that they have already signed in. They have already signed in. And the signing in, we signed in with Firebase. We created an account with Firebase. Ooh, I can see Gandhi Mark Lewis. Mark Lewis, you have already created an account today. Ooh, that's fine. Thank you, Mark Lewis. You are testing this. So basically, that means you already signed up for this system. You use the code. Yeah, perfectly fine. Cool. Let's do this. So because you have already registered, so this is what we are going to do. This is what we are going to do. Or this is how it works. So we have an household, okay? We have this household. Let's say one. We have already registered that. And the household name, we can give the household name as the head of the family. That makes sense, yeah? Samuel, how are you? You are new here. Welcome, Samuel. Welcome, Samuel. Nice to see you. So because we already have this household one, and this household one has several details. Which details are these? As members. Member one. How do you write member one? member 2, member, let's say several members, member 3, let's do all the way to 5, member 4, then member 5. So we have these members, household members, okay? So in these household members, we have the head of the family, or the person who has been registered, the head of the family, So basically means the head of the family is the one to apply, or is the one who registered the rest into the system, okay? It's the one who registered the rest into the system. So, and remember, all these members have emails. They have emails and other details. They have emails and other details. But only this is for the adults. Okay? This one is for the adults. Let's say this member family has another person, but they also have email address, then etc, other details. Then the rest are just kids, okay? They don't have emails, or let's say they don't have emails. The first identification that we can do, we can check if that email is tied to this household. If that email is tied to that particular household, okay? We are going to check that. If that email is tied to that household, we can test with email, we can test with phone number. Cool. So let's do that. Go to AI and prompt it to do that small task for us. Let's prompt it to do that small task for us. It's very small. So I have another approach in one applying for the food stuff. So what is this approach? What is this approach that I have? Jackson, this is interesting. Yeah. Now, everything that we are doing here is just playing around with our minds to see how we can best think in this system. So how can we best think on this? So I have another approach in applying the food stuff. First, I want to register a household. I want one to register a household. So in registering the household, I need to register member details like emails, phone number, phone, age for each person. Okay? Then remember, we can have members without emails. Okay? So that is our condition. I want to register households. The system is going to figure out by itself how is it going to register these households. So no problem with that. So basically no problem with registering the households so far. Feature number 1 done. Number 2, for the person who is applying for the donation, for the person who is applying for the donation, I want to do this. Check their household. Check their household. And no other member should apply for the specific donation. Interesting. Feature number 2, interesting. So we have registered an household, and no other member from the same household should apply for that donation. But remember, we don't want an individual. We don't want an individual to actually apply for the food stuff. So make sure everyone who is applying is already registered to an household, and if not, redirect them to register. Okay, imagine we are done with that feature. Register in a household. Anyone who is applying, they should be under household, and no other member from the same household should apply for that donation. That is interesting. So let me see if there's something that we have missed in here. Incorporate analytics so that we can be able to view food. Steven, you want us to add analytics section so that we can be able to view the what food commodities applied for and less applied each. Okay, the next fix. Steven, cool, that's the next fix. Okay, there's something here that Jackson requested. We can add it here. Also, this is the feature that Jackson added, is the food that with urgency, that like expiration. If food stuff is about to expire, make it with high priority and actually push it here on top, because we can have so many donations. Push it here on the top with urgency, like it's visible on top. Perfect. Let's do this. Also, if the donated food stuff is about to expire, let's set some time frame. Expire, that is let's say 5 days to expiration. If it's about 5 days to expiration, make or basically push it to appear before the other food stuff, and add should we add a banner, or do we call it a banner or a button? Let's say not a button. A button should be clickable. I want to think about this section here. For example, this part here. I want to add, let's just call it a banner. I don't know the name. Let's add a banner saying like urgently to pick. Something AI will figure out by itself anyway. It's urgently to pick. So that's cool. Let's see if we have anything meaningful that we have left. Interesting. Jackson, you are saying required households, members, higher application capacity. There you go. You are going to mix the prompt, it doesn't matter. Also, if so, let's now the limit. We need to set how do we determine if a household has many members? If a household has many members. Yeah, it's an alert. A banner. You can call it a banner or alert. Thank you. I was looking for this word. It's an alert. Also, I want the logic. Let me think about the logic to determine if an household has. If an household has more than 7 members, increase the percentage amount they can apply for. 2. You're just setting a random number, but this one we can play around with it later. Just setting if the number, we can determine the number to be 7, the number to be 5, that is higher than 7. Also increase the amount of foodstuff they can apply for. 2. From that, remember the initial is 30%. 2, 45 is a lot, man. Let's say a random number, but we can determine later. Let's say 35%. You can just say 35% to 35%. The percentage can be determined later now. To 30%, yeah. To 35%. Okay, any other thing remaining? I feel like there's something remaining for the donations. So the system should figure out if a member applying no, actually we don't need to tell the system to figure out. It will figure out, I'm sure, 100% sure. So make these features let me be petty without bugs, man. I want to be petty without bugs and errors. Let's submit this. Okay, let's wait. We want to register and household. Tushizo, you are saying it's an alert banner or a tooltip to explain the importance of picking the food stuff first before others to avoid food wastage. Yeah, it's an alert banner or a tooltip. I was looking for those keywords. Anyway, I hope you guys are learning. I hope you're enjoying. You're learning the thinking process. Basically, here we are just thinking about the thinking process. It's all about how we are thinking on creating the system, the thinking process of it. Is this project open source? The world, Scar to the world. Yeah, it's open source. Just click the description of this here. Then you're going to get the repo. Just click the description. The repo is already provided. So once we are done today, you're going to update the repo and then you can get the latest updates. Jackson Mutiso, good mod prompting with debugging request, you say pretty. Okay, I've done this for a while. So I need to make sure that, so the moment I added the prompt that, make sure that the features without bugs and errors. So I'm basically telling the AI, after you build the feature, test if the feature is working. Then after you test, make sure we have no bugs. And we have no bugs, then that's perfectly fine. You can now make the final edit. So I'm just basically telling it, just test the tool first before everything else. So it will test in the background. It will test in the background, then it will make sure that nothing breaks. Sally Wanjiro, you are learning a lot. Thank you, Sally. Sometimes you find AI dump. So sometimes if you find AI dump, you have to give it more instructions. You have to guide it on what you want. You basically just tell it what you want. So if you tell it what you want, sometimes it hallucinates and sometimes it makes everything cool. So you just have to tell it step by step just to make sure that it is tests everything. I can only create simple stuff. Worry not, you're going to be there. So you'd rather code yourself. So sometimes is describing the feature to the AI. If you can't describe what feature you want to build, sometimes the AI hallucinates on what it has to build. So you have to define, you have to tell it what you need to build. So yeah. Okay, yeah, thank you. I can create only simple stuff. Worry not, stuffy. Okay, let's wait for it to finish. We are building a very complex features right there. Not really complex, but not the normal ones. Yeah, it hallucinates with bigger projects. It hallucinates with bigger project. Yeah, for sure it hallucinates a lot. Okay, let's wait for it to complete. I want to see if we have any question here. Thank you, this people who are watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You guys can give me a like. You can give the live a like if you're learning something. And also you can subscribe to my channel. I'll appreciate a lot. That's what will make us grow. Will make us grow, guys. Thank you, Scar, the word for joining. Yeah, thank you for joining a lot. We appreciate your time, your attendance. Okay, this is the last feature we are going to build and we call it off. The last feature we are going to build and test. What an accepted lighthouse score? Scores because PLP LM as well. Okay. I don't understand what you mean there, Jackson. Sally, you are saying, how comes the AI you are using is not asking for any subscription? Doesn't have limits. Okay, I've already subscribed for this, so it's not asking for subscription. Again, this is something we are calling it. It's called context. Context and how you structure your code, basically your prompts. So you should make sure that your AI doesn't have hard time thinking what you are building. So you have to well describe what you are building or what you are asking so that it doesn't have hard time to think. The moment it has hard time to think, that means it's going to use a lot of tokens, then it's going to use a lot of energy to think around that. That means it's going to minimize your tokens or overuse your tokens. So you just need to describe well. Just sweet talk to it. Just explain how you want it done. Then it will have easy time building that and it won't think a lot. So that's why, as you can see, mine, it's not asking for limit, man. Let's see. I can see it's complete now. Where is the application? How can I register an household? Let's see, my profile here. Profile is not working, so that clearly means that's not the part to register for the household. Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have here. So one can donate. So that's not the feature. I'm going to view donations. It's right here. I can request for food stuff. That's fine. The map not working. Okay. We are interested in this. In registering an household. Registering an household. Ooh, you see this? Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. Let's see what features do we have. So when you click the household, register in household, we have household information like household name. Let's say JS Daddy household. Contact information, emergency contact. Actually, I think we need emails. Okay, the emails are here. Emergency contact details. It's optional, but let me add that. So the first house member is this. Phone number. That is that one. The age 25. Relationship in this household. Who are you? The head of the house. Dietary restrictions. You can say none. It's not a vegetarian. So that is the first household member. If you click this, we should add this field to add the next household member. And this household member is, let's say, progskill1 at gmail.com. See? So the age is 22, relationship, spouse, something like that. So of course that one is none. Let's add a child, add a member, and is Evan Small. So we can add this to a random email, evans@gmail.com. Then I can add details. Age, this one is 9 years old. Say child. And then none as well. So I can register this. Okay, you can see we have another feature here. If this household member 1 is the registrant, the person who should apply for the donations, but this household member 1 can nominate household member 2 to apply on their behalf. And actually you can remove this. You can click this one and you can remove that feature. Then let's apply this. Register out. Saving. Boom, there we go. Household registered successfully. So let's see. So it's telling me to, because I've already registered, it doesn't tell me to register another household. It's telling me to edit a household. So let me refresh and see. Ooh, it's persistent. Edit an household. And there we go. You have an household details. I can remove. There we go. Actually, all these details are being fetched from the Firebase. Let's see our Firebase here. From our Firebase, we have applications, donations, households. It's updating right here. Jackson, I think it's Jackson who suggested that feature. Very cool. This is another feature. Very cool, very cool. Now, you see, now let's apply for a food stuff. Let's apply for a food stuff. Apply for this food stuff. The one we had already applied for this, let's try. Apply for this, submit application. Boom, it has applied. We have 40% left. 40% left. So you see, our household has already applied for this. So there's no way I can apply again in this household. So we fixed that issue. So no one can apply for this food serve from this family. Yeah. And that was a great feature. Thank you, Jackson. And yeah, let's see. Jackson Mutiso, you're saying something. Let's read some comments here. So we have already fixed those two features. One can add an household, and one can apply food for an household. You can see limited stock, 80%. So in this, we believe that whenever this stock is less, then it will just peak automatically. We are going to test all those features. Let me read some comments here. Jackson, you're saying, can you reference ChatGPT to reduce tokens and maximize prompt for feeding you? Okay, so for example, you saw here, I used this AI here because this one is free. I used it to think of the feature so that I have clarity. I don't have to come and waste my tokens right here. So also, in case I wanted, I could have told this AI, yes, I've picked idea number 1, registering in a household. Create for me a prompt, a better prompt that is going to be fit for this, so that I maximize these tokens as possible, so that I don't overuse my tokens trying to try to restructure an ugly prompt or an ugly prompt that the AI is having hard time doing this. Tuzi, you are replying to to Shizo. You're replying to Jackson and saying you are implying to PLP LMS is poorly optimized since it's low. Lighthouse core shows issues with speed. Oh, I get you. Oh, I know what you mean. Lighthouse. So let's Lighthouse. For those who don't know what is Lighthouse, why is it not working? For those who are referring to, you want to know what is Lighthouse. It's an extension here. I have it. It's an extension. Lighthouse. Oh, in this extension, you can just click this extension and you can generate report for a website. This one is actually testing a website, the speed, accessibility, and everything. Lighthouse is an application where you can test these systems here. The speed, everything. Yeah, I get you now, Toshizo. I get you. Stephen, you're saying it's not accessible, but on my end, I can see the performance of this Sketch B1. It's saying performance 93%. Ooh, I'm very good in this. Accessibility, best practices 100%. Wow. But I've messed on SEO. It's fine. Don't mind. That is on mobile. For desktop, you can view performance 100, SEO 82. I've not considered that, but we'll fix on that. Very cool. Yeah. Lighthouse is a tool that you can use to test speed of an application here. Thank you for that, Toshizo. I get it. So anyone who is getting the issue of this application not working, why is it not working? That's sketch B. In case you want to draw your sketches. Is it not working? Let me share it with you. You guys can test it for me if it's working, if it's signing up. That's fine. Anything else? So we have fixed those features, and I think those features are enough for today. So, how many people have actually the system is knowing how many people have applied for foodstuffs? How many people have applied for foodstuffs? 3 total donations, 130 total servings. So those are 130 kgs of foodstuffs to collect. Applications, two registered. 2 registered donors. Who are these 2 registered donors? But I can see from my database, it says I have 2 registered donors. That is Evans and McLewis. Those are the 2 registered donors. People can donate. See? Now this is the front end, and as you can see, clearly the front end is not that great. How? You identify in features as we go on. First of all, you can view everything here. So later, we are going to create a page where only they are the main. We have the person who is creating these systems and someone who is managing the system, of course. And later it can be an organization, okay? So we need an admin dashboard where you can view all these are the main stuff and details, the graphs, the donation, everything, like analytics and everything. So we can later build that. But the primary features, as you can see, they are fully built, and congratulations to us. You have already done these features. So the next thing is actually optimizing, making it work and everything. Yeah. Footy, you're asking where can you get? It's already on the chat. I've shared sketchb01.web.hub. Actually, this is a testing phase. You guys can test it out. You can just test it out. You can draw your graphs, everything. It's working. Yeah, it's working. Toshizo, it's working. Thank you. So let's see the last question for Austin. If I was working with an SDK, e.g., a Dara SDK, how can I create a food donation decentralized app using Cloud Code and deploy it on Dara? That's easy. That's easy. You just need to know how best you can prompt these guys. You just need to know how best you can do this. Actually easy. If you're using Cloud Code, as you can see, I'm using Cloud Code. I'm not even bothering what it's doing on the back end for now. Maybe later in the system when I want to inspect security and other system features, maybe later if I want to inspect. But for now, you can clearly see that I'm just prompting and everything is working outside the box. I just have to provide the API and everything and tell it the process of deployment. Okay, let's see anything else. So yes, we have those features, and anyone who might be requesting the code, check on the description. Then you'll find the code right there. You can fork. So let me just update whatever we did today. Sorry, let me update this. Let me community git add git commit git commit added community, not community but household code registration And fixed what? Which bugs did we fix today? Fixed application bugs. So that's what we did today. Git push origin. I did not specify the upstream. Yeah, we have our code right there. If you click it, you're going to get the latest updates for that particular code. So yes, okay, Jackson Mutiso, maybe touch on monetization routes, because as a user, I hate ads. As a user, you hate ads. But as the owner, I love ads because I'm going to make money. Let me touch on the two. I, as the owner of the system, I can add ads so that whenever you see the website, so this is how these websites work whenever you see ads. Most of the websites, they work this way. So we have different ways of earning. If maybe, for example, you visit this website and you see ads, depending with where you are from, people from Africa, people from US and other countries, they have different rates. Maybe in Kenya it's very low, in Africa basically is low. But if these people from other countries like the US, they see your ads, they just see the website has just loaded these ads. Then you have some portion, higher portion of money that you are going to see from the ads because they have just viewed that. So that is the first way. The second way that you earn from these ads is by, now, if someone comes and sees, for example, this is an ad, and they click that ad, that means you're going to earn higher amount of money as compared to someone who has just seen the ad, but they have not clicked. Because it means that person is interested in that product. Now they can go and do whatever. So as the owner of the system, you're going to earn higher. And this is what most users, they don't want to see because they are not earning. So that's one way of monetizing the system. If I was the owner, I can monetize it in that way. Okay? That is step number one of how I can monetize. Let's think of the same system. This is food donation. I want, as much as I'm helping these communities, I can't help this for free. Depends with who you are. Others are non-profit organizations, so they benefit from zero. Later, maybe I want to transform it to a profit organization. Maybe I just want to earn some little. Why little? Because I have to support the system and everything, verification and everything. The system is using money by the end of the day. So I can add another feature that we are going to do it maybe later. I can actually create another way of donation. Let's say depending on my location or depending with what I can afford, I can donate money. I can donate cash. Have we catered for those people here in the system yet? Not really. So I need to establish an organization where now this one is an organization. Yeah, it's fully working. It's an organization where I can add another type of donation, donate food stuff, some physical stuff, or donate cash. If you donate money, I can just donate money, then I can add the amount, whatever I want to donate, and then send. So it's going to be sent to this organization account. Now from there, let's say I have $1,000 USD. Of course, I need money for maintenance and the rest. So out of that 1,000 that has been donated, of course, I can't give 1,000 shillings. Why? Because the bank is going to deduct certain amount. Let's say 2 cents, $2. For example, if I want to transact that 1,000. The system needs maintenance. Of course, I can deduct, let's say, out of 1,000, I can deduct 5% of that 1,000 USD. Then that can remain for the organization. Now, that's how the organization is going to make money. So it's going to take certain amount that has been donated and deduct certain percentage. So that's how it can make money in that way. That's how you can also monetize it, ads, and in that other way in terms of cash. Yeah, I think I've answered your question. Which app is not working, Hilary? Which one is not working? The one did you just clone, or what is not working? This sketchb, this sketchboard. Which one is not working? The sketchboard. Why is it not working on your end? The login, everything, sign up. What's not working, Hilary? Let me see if it's working on this other end. On my end, it's working. It's working, it's working. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate a lot. I appreciate your time. So the next features that we are going to build is actually the donation, how we can monetize it, and also the backend. That is the admin side where I can view donations and everything. And actually also fix this profile where I can see my own profile for the one who is asking for the donation. I also need to see my profile. So I need to see my own profile. So that's another feature that we are going to do on day 4 of this. So to get when is day 4, subscribe to the channel, and also you'll get notified when it's the next. Otherwise, you can join my Discord. You can join my Discord to get updates in case you won't get updates on the so that you can get updates. You can join my Discord. Let me just copy the link, join Discord, then you are going to get the updates when is the next actually we mostly have 2 live sessions per week. You can join Discord, guys. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Steven. Anissa, you're saying sorry, I'm having another class in a while. I have to leave to get set. Oh, thank you, Anifa. We are done, Anissa, not Anifa. Thank you, Anissa. Thank you, everyone who has joined. I appreciate your time. I appreciate taking. Oops, almost ended everything. Sorry. Okay, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the moment. I will see you in the next live session. Thank you. Have a lovely evening. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support. Subscribe to keep me going. Thank you. Have a lovely evening. See you in the next one. Bye.